Welcome to Syncreate, a show where we explore the intersections between creativity, psychology, and spirituality. We believe everyone has the capacity to be creative. And our goal is to demystify the creative process and expand the boundaries of what it means to be creative. I'm Melinda Rothaus, and I help individuals and organizations bring their creative dreams and visions to life.
And I'm Charlotte Gulick. I'm a writer, educator, and writing coach. We are the co-authors of a book on the creative process, also called Syncreate.
Okay, hey everyone. It's Melinda and Charlotte here. We're back for another episode of our Creative Spark series. And today we're going to be talking about the power of collaboration. So there's many ways that Charlotte and I have collaborated over the years, including on this podcast project. And we have really found, and it's in our name, Syncreate. It's that energy of synergy and co-creation. This idea that with collaboration, we can do more, so much more than we can individually on our own. You know, there's just more ideas and more energy into the mix. And often we can find collaborators that complement our strengths or our weaknesses in some way, you know, so that, you know, we can create something much greater than we could have just working on our own. So a recent collaboration that I've really enjoyed is a musical collaboration, a show called Colors of Love that I put together with some other musicians and, you know, storytellers here in Austin. And what I loved about this particular collaboration is that basically we were kind of frustrated with like the booking process and trying to like get shows at clubs or whatever, or maybe like no one's even really paying that much attention. And we thought, well, let's create a show. Like, let's put together a curated experience that we can do as a house concert or book out venues specifically. Like, we're bringing this whole show to the table, and it's a curated event. And so basically, we just set ourselves a deadline. We said, okay, we're going to do it in February, and then we're all going to contribute something to it. And we didn't know exactly what, maybe certain songs or certain poems or stories or whatever. And we got together without a real clear idea. Like, there was no one directing traffic. You know, there was no one saying, okay, this is what we're doing. There was like no one in charge per se. But we all just contributed what we had to contribute. And then we just started like playing on each other's songs, or like, oh yeah, this kind of goes with that. And what if we did this and as a lead into this song, like this poem or this story? And it all came together so beautifully. And I think it amazed all of us what we were able to accomplish, and actually how fluid and organic it felt to do that. You know, and in the end, you know, we've performed it a couple times now. We've got some other performances coming up, and you know, we made like a whole event out of it, and people came and they were so moved. You know, like they laughed, they cried, and it was just a very special, very intimate, very purposeful experience that, you know, I think has been incredibly satisfying. And fulfilling as a creative.
It also sounds so healthy.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to get in a society that values individual effort and holds up the individual. Sometimes we don't know how to collaborate really well.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it was really meaningful. And what I want to think of, like, you know, when your energy is exponentially expanded by collaborating with other people.
Yes, exactly. So, and I know you have some stories of collaboration as well.
So many of them. And the one I'd like to highlight right now is I have a writing partner other than you. I'm a polyamorous artist.
How dare you?
How dare you? But we had talked about it beforehand. So my friend Vive and I, she and I, like once a month, we exchange pages. And I mentioned it before, this collection of essays I'm working on, and she has given me critical feedback. And I mean critical in the sense of profound,
Yeah.
deep,
Yeah.
impactful.
Yeah.
And this collection of essays, she's a part of every one of them, even though her name isn't, she's not in the byline. But that I depend on her so much. And likewise, I do the same for her. So there's so many different ways we can collaborate. And I think I'm getting more connected to like the earth and just thinking about how we collaborate with the places where we are by knowing the
Yes.
animals, knowing the plants, and that the potential for collaboration is almost everywhere.
I love that you said that, and this is sort of a slight non sequitur, but I went to Creative Mornings this morning, and actually, we have an episode coming up with the co-founders of Creative Mornings, Austin, that we filmed earlier this week. But this morning's speaker was our friend Michael Walker, and the topic was native, and he's a native of West Texas, and he was talking about how this idea of being connected to the land in that way and developing an intimate relationship with the place that you live or the place that you're from, and how profound that can be. So
I think it's so also to overcome loneliness.
yes.
That when we are able to see them, we have a lot of opportunities to feel that we are part of something and not a part.
Yes. Yes, the poet David White says, to feel abandoned is to deny the intimacy of our surroundings.
Yes.
Yes. So, on the topic of collaboration, what's our pro tip for today?
Well, I think I have two. One is that you could go for a walk and think about all the things that are with you on that walk. So that might be like you're paying attention to trees, bodies of water, birds. While we've been talking, this red-tailed hawk has been circling. So
Oh,
I just,
wow.
thinking about how we might be able to see what's around us as part of our collaboration. And then the other one is, it makes me think about us because I rush things a lot and you slow me down. And that's one of the reasons that we really work. Because we're like, we're done. And you're like, let's look at it one more time. And awesome. Um, so I think for the pro tip might be to map your strengths. What are you good at? And if you're really self-aware, maybe look at what your weaknesses are, and then maybe start a conversation with people around you in your creative circle. And maybe you can find, once you mapped your strengths, and maybe, oh, I'm the person that takes a little more time with things, and I would like to go a little faster. What if I connect with this person who does things quickly, and maybe we can complement each other? So that's what I would suggest.
That's great. And I also want to make sure that we do talk about your acknowledgments page, because I think that's such a testament to collaboration.
Yeah, thank you. So when my first book was published and I wrote my acknowledgement page, my editor told me that I had the longest acknowledgement page of any author that he had worked with. And I look at books now, and I think it's more of not a trend, but an awareness that a book is not written wholly by one person at all. So that it really is a community that sustains people.
So at Syncreate, we're here to support your creative endeavors. So if you have an idea for a project or a new venture, please reach out to us for one-on-one coaching, or join our Syncreate 2024 coaching group starting in April. And we're offering a 10% discount on the coaching series if you mention that you heard about it through the podcast. So just reach out to us through our website.
You can find more information on our website, syncreate.org, where you can also find all of our podcast episodes. Find and connect with us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, Syncreate. And we're now on Patreon as well. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a review.
And we're recording today at Record ATX Studios in Austin, with Charlotte joining us from the Hudson Valley. The podcast is produced in collaboration with Mike Osborne at 14th Street Studios. Thanks so much for being with us, and see you next time.